हरिः कर्ता।
Now let's begin with hierarchical data, hierarchical non-rectangular data. So hierarchical data, so the data that is organized into a tree-like structure where each level represents a category or grouping. So examples include file systems, organizational charts, and family trees, taxonomy of species in biology. So let's look into each of them one by one, because understanding of them is very vital. For you should know the clear cut differentiation of a rectangular data and non-rectangular data, and what type of data you are going to get for your project, who knows. So that's the reason you should know the type of data before you handle it. So the first example that we have mentioned is a file system on a computer. So this is a Linux file system. Let me zoom it. I hope you might have watched my Linux course. I have done a Linux course, Intuitive Linux for You course. In that, I have explained each and every directory of this Linux. So this is the root virtual directory that you can see on forward slash. A single forward slash is a root virtual directory, and inside that you will have a root a forward slash bin boot opt root dev etc as bin srv home lib media mnt temp user and where. So each will have their specific purpose, so they will be used for that purpose only. Example srv forward slash srb and srv and forward slash where. These are widely used for the deployment purpose or to host a service. For example, when you run httpd or httpd service, the httpd service will create a directory in var html. Inside that you can host your application source code, so then that can be exposed to the external world. Same srv, same. And forward slash temp, so here you can store your temporary files. And you have lib, so libraries. In this you can put your lib, and here you can store your binary code of your applications and etc. And you have forward slash dev, and you have boot. Here you will have all the boot files of your system. And then you have forward slash bin, again binary directory, this is optional. And then you have a root directory, this is a root user home directory. And this is a forward slash m, these are normal user home directory. How many users you want to create, all users directory will be saved here only. And this is mount, forward slash mount is the directory where you can connect an external mountings, and all data will be connected to this. So this is what and each directory will have a subdirectories. Again, for example, home directory will have a normal user directories inside that. For example, Charan, Ram, Krishna, like that usernames. And here, for example, forward slash user, again this consists of a subdirectory. So if you see that the whole data looks like a tree, so that's the reason this is called as hierarchical data. And the second example that we can see is organizational charts for a company or institutions. So that the hierarchy of the employees. So it's from manager, then after the manager you will find uh, after the manager you will find assistant manager, and then deputy manager. Then you will have associate senior data scientist and associate data scientist, and then interns. And on top of that, on top of the manager you will have a vice president and then ceo. And on top you will have a directors. And this is what the typical hierarchy of organizational chart for the company. You just visit your portal. In that portal you will find your company's organizational chart. Okay. So, and the another example that we have is taxonomy of species in biology. So let's look into that. So this is hierarchy of biological classification. A kingdom is the highest, then phylum, class, order, then family, and genus and species. Then one more example I'm gonna give you is a GitHub commits. This is called commit tree. So for the GitHub, for a Git repository, what all new files you have added, what all changes you have added to the your repository, and what all changes you have committed, all the commits will be put in a tree kind of graph. So this is called commit a tree. So this is also a tree or hierarchical data. So the git commits data is also an hierarchical data. So if you want to work on any project which consists of a git commits, obviously you have to take that data as a hierarchical data, which is a non-rectangular. And the final one is family trees. And here you can see family trees. Everybody knows, we read about this from our childhood. So family trees will have our grandpa and granny at the top, and granny and grandpa at the top from father side, from mother side. So here we call it a tata, grandpa, and granny's aji or amamma. And again, sorry, for the father side it's aji, and on right side you see mom, and from mom side father and mother, that's a granny and grandpa in English they call it, but our side we call it again tata, and this is called ammamma. Okay, amma plus amma, that's ammamma. Amma's amma is ammamma. Okay, and you have in Tamil we call it as a party, and this is grandfather. So then here you have, obviously this is not me, uh, so this is me, and this is my sister, and this is another sister. Okay, this is my family tree, and similarly you will have your family tree, you can make it. So this is also a hierarchical data, a tree structure data, a non-rectangular structure, data structure. This is a non-rectangular data structure.